What do you nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans. I get today's manga nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Kagurabachi chapter 123. But before I get into this recap and live reaction, we're at war with YouTube's algorithm, and it is slowly but surely killing my channel. And in order to defeat this algorithmic beast, we need you to please hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because, of course, this channel, let alone this video, are not sponsored. If you love what we're doing and want to help keep me, my adorable Will Samurai Kitty, who's somewhere around here, hopefully being good kitties, and this operation, well, again, literally alive and kicking, so we can keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be news, analysis, or live reactions like this one. Feel free to hit up our Cash App, PayPal, and Coffee. Links are in the description box below, as well as the link to our Patreon where we are doing our anime live reaction content, because unlike YouTube, where we constantly have to worry about getting a copyright strike for showing anything on the screen, well, Patreon, we don't have to worry about that. So we can have our full setup of the anime and manga side by side and have the audio to boot, which is not only great for busting a botched localization or two, but it's great for when we cover anime original content like, say, Digimon Beat Break. And the more views and subscribers we get on Patreon, the more anime we'll cover. And hell, if you're a $10 Patreon member, you get to choose the series we cover as well. And there is a stacked spring anime season in full swing, in which we are covering Witch Hat Atelier, Marriage Toxin, Black Cat in the Witch's Classroom, Akane Banashi, Miramashita Arumikun, Yomi no Sugai, and Digimon Beat Break. There's even more on the way, including Kagurabachi. So please check out our Patreon. The link is in the description box below. So, I'm really excited for this chapter because we are getting into the Enchanted Blade project. So, let's get into this chapter, see what's in store for us today. Here we go. The Enchanted Blade project, Hasumi Shinsaku. So, this is March 21st at 3 a.m. The Enchanted Blade project advisory committee gathering. Let's see. Following suit with the substantiation mentioned above, let's see, there we go. Looking thoroughly through Mr. Arita Subaru's suggestion of an enchanted blade, conceptually we deem it plausible to execute. The craftsmanship to construct veins into a katana. Remember, that was what was talked about when we first met Subaru, was the concept of the veins. Kind of like a dragon vein, so to speak. And those are very, very important. It's going to be important for when Chihiro goes on his foraging journey of discovery. There we go. Let's see. With such an idea in mind, you can make the sword act as a kind of battery, storing spiritual energy and allowing its wielder to control immense levels of energy. Yet, I can't but imagine encountering a very big obstacle early on in development. The Danseki is an iron ore. To make a katana, you first need to heighten its purity values and forge it into steel. Okay, so this, again, this is very, very important, because we're going to be seeing this when we go back to modern day and see Chihiro forging or reforging N10. You know what I mean? It's going to be interesting to see how this comes into play. So let's read this again here. So to make a katana, you first need to heighten its purity values and forge it into steel. However, the Danseki also reacts strongly to heat. If placed in any kind of heating furnace above the 1,000 degrees threshold, its energy levels will intensify, causing an uncontrollable explosion. The scale of such a thing is, simply put, not something we can easily measure. Oh, shit! No matter how you look at it, it's beyond our grasp, and all it'll lead to is more death. Like, I can't help but think, I know it's weird, maybe I'm weird, but like the first thing that came to mind when I looked at this, it's like, it kind of sounds like nuclear power, doesn't it, in a really weird way? Yeah. And you mean to tell me that Rokihira Kurashige, some swordsmith we never heard of, is capable of getting around this? his exploits all seem based on intuition. But I still think there's a value in giving it a shot. Based on what exactly? He was able to discern all the details of our fully classified top secret operations with but a mere look at the Danseki. If I had to say, he has a special eye for things. Again, this be very important for Chihiro, and I just can't help but think of, like, Chihiro's role in helping, Rokihira, forging Enten. Like, because remember, he has Rokihira's eyes, and mixed with Chiaki's, a lesser version of Chiaki's, power of prophecy. God, I hope, seriously, I really hope we get to see that. I really want to see what happened when they were forging Enten. I hope we get to see it when Chihiro is reforging Enten. I really hope so. Anyways. 1 second, let me make sure I'm in the right spot. Okay, here we go. Someone from the Sorcery Bureau brought him to our premises without prior indication. Could it be that he was briefed on our operations by the third party? And why would someone even do that? Well, that's exactly what I want to know too now, isn't it? This man is nothing more than the minimum requirements to be a swordsmith in our day and age. There's practically zero track record to show off, and yet the Rita Subaru sees something in him. But he's only sold 3 katanas in his lifetime? That's why all he needs is one chance. Give him permissions to conduct the experiment, and oh God, I hate when I have to do it. Cover manga like this, it drives me crazy. And it'll show you the, you want us to give him one chance? Cool your head, Hasumi. If we let someone handle the Danseki without a care in the world, it could lead to a major disaster. It could lead, based on what it sounds like, it could lead to like a major nuclear disaster, for all we know. Besides, the amount we obtained from the Hiroshima mines in accumulation to what we already have is barely anything. And you trust those resources, this country's fate, to some swordsmith? You were already gonna do that with Subaru! Like, come on! I saw Masahiro's remains. I understand why you're acting like this. We received a reply from the Kagari clan. Alright, here we go. Let's see where we go from here. At this time, the following was to be seen as a countermeasure effective against the Mikaboshi, flame bone of the starving, a sorcery weapon belonging to the flames of the Kagari clan. Because of its immense levels of power, only a select few can come to wield the flame bone of the starving. Dude, what the fuck? The flame bone? What the fuck kind of name is the flame bone of the starving? Oh my god! Hold on a sec. I want to see... I need to see what, because I have been experimenting here. Okay, because it says flame, but alright, so, okay, I was curious what it says here. It just says flame bone here. I'm gonna go with the fan translation here, because for those of you that don't know, it's something I've been doing for a few of the manga that I'm covering, because I'm very impatient, and as much as I love the fan translation groups and I try and support them as much as I can, I really want to experiment with this Manga Raw Chrome extension. So I have, because I am impatient to wait for the high quality scans and the fan translation in them, I'm doing like a little experiment of my own where I have the fan translation, the text fan translation on one side, and then the raw on the other side with the translations from the Chrome extension, just to see the difference, to see how accurate it is. And God, there's still some kinks that need to be worked out on this thing. It's working great for like Saint Seiya, I'm not gonna lie. For Saint Seiya and for Kenichi, it's working really damn well. But like for stuff like this and Sakamoto Days, there's still problems. I'm just saying. But anyways, let's get back to the flame bone of the starving. Get back to the point of the flame bone of the starving. Dude, I have to ask. What are you doing with the flame bone of this name, man? Jesus Christ. Okay. Hold on a sec. Because of its immense levels of power, only a select few can come to wield the flame bone of the starving. The head of the household's wife, who is to give birth in the next 6 months, is said to have been suffering from burns in her abdomen as a result of the pregnancy. Oh! But because of their physical constitution, members of the Kagari family are naturally completely immune to all forms of fire. Oh, shit, that sucks. This child will become the next tamer of the flame bone. One we haven't seen in 400 years. I've already given her a name as well. Yuki. Oh, Yuki! The trials for succession began at a mere 3 months old. Taking various factors into account, including adjustment to schedule, it seems that the flame bone will be available to us in a year's worth of time, approximately. Okay. The same day, 7 a.m., the Sorcery Bureau. In other words, if we can just hold on for a year, victory will be in our hands. It is a much more realistic plan than the Enchanted Blade project. Realistic? What the fuck are you talking about? To wait a whole year? They will. Thank you, Zara, for saying this. They'll just end up ravaging the whole city before we get there, which is why we'll buy time. You guys are fucking stupid. God. Whoa! You guys, like, what the fuck are you doing? All right, let's get to the next part here. So this chapter is titled Chiaki. I think that's what it says here. Well, that's what it at least says here in these translations that I have here. Oh, god damn it, stupid bug. Chiaki-chan, look what I got you. There's a bunch to choose from. Let's see. Yeah, the previous princess had been one ever since I was born. Okay. Chiaki-chan. Here goes. When I was little, she taught me how to make tea once. She really was a marvelous person. I remember the day I awakened my powers like it was yesterday. Mama's going into a frenzy, screaming at the top of her lungs. This is the first time in history that prophetic powers have been passed down to someone in a lower branch family. That was part of it, sure, but it would also be the last time that I would feel Kuroshige's touch. Woo! Ah! Oh God! Okay, the fan translator footbook for page 8. What a het gem! Because it's Rokuhira carrying Chiaki like piggyback. Aww, it's so cute. So freaking cute. And also, god damn it, I think part of it is because the page is cut off. Oh god, see, this is why I can't just rely on this freaking extension. I might have to download another one too, just in case, but still. Like any other day, only that time, I fainted out of nowhere. Kurashige carried me all the way back home, yet still got scolded by Mom. Kurashige, when I was little, we used to play a lot together when I didn't have chores to do. He was one of my childhood friends in the neighborhood. Woo! So they knew each other for since childhood. Togo, the way Chiaki calls him, Kurashige. Sochan. So that's the way Chiaki calls him. All right, okay. We were just a bunch of goofs, always up to stupid stuff together. You can't go there anymore. From today forwards, you're the symbol of order, here to serve as a reminder of hope, protection, and peace to the people. Hold on a second! Doesn't this sound very familiar? Doesn't this sound like something that's happened, that Chihiro has become? From today forwards, you're the symbol of order, here to serve as a reminder of hope, protection, and peace to the people. I'm telling you, Mama's power has passed down to Chihiro. It's obviously a lesser form, mind you, because the Soga power only is passed to the women of the Soga line. Because from what we know, there's no female Soga left. Then it has nowhere else to go, right? Anyways, fate has chosen you, Chiaki. Isn't that the greatest honor of all? Probably not. They rarely let me out, and keeping up a relationship with someone I know is almost impossible. Wasn't hers like this? His writing's so bad! Mail's here. Yay! At the time, I still held on to this vague hope that one day I'd see you again. Aww. An accusation was made against me by one of the maids that was taking care of me at the time. But I thought I hid it well enough. We come from a branch family background, which is why I've told you time and time and again to act more dignified, even in the Soga clan. God, Chiaki's mom's a bitch. Chiaki, you don't know what you're doing here. I'll be able to brush off this incident as something the sender did by his lonesome, but it won't work twice. What a bitch! Peace and order is only kept up through the thin veil of the agreement made between the sorcerer and the Soga clan. We only tolerate certain activities, but only if those actions remain behind the scenes, so as not to harm the local nature of administration. Fuck that! If one of the clans decided to go against the unspoken agreement, going beyond the scope of what certain activities the state allows, I get a vision that's to be seen as a deformity aggravating the nation. Wherever the Soga princess points, the spear of order follows soon after. I'm telling you that this sounds very familiar, doesn't it? We're gonna see. We've kind of seen a version of this with Chihiro so far. We have. Just you wait. Let's see. The prophecies could be her prophecies could be the very determining factor of the Soga survival. Okay. That's why the former princess once told her people, you mustn't act. Oh God, you mustn't act in individuality, for that lays seeds of distrust, and in those seeds you see the collapse of order. You mustn't act in individuality, for that lay seeds of distrust, and in those seeds you see the collapse of order. Why don't you get already? You must wake up. You carry the weight of our history on your shoulders. I understand it on theory, at least, but after that incident took place, I had another one of my dreams. God, you know what? I can't help but think of Guinevere in Furcoa. because she has prophetic dreams too. But the thing is with Guinevere's prophecies, though, she's like, every time in her dreams, she's basically living out like one timeline, so to speak, like a set timeline. But if it changes, and it will change sometimes, and if it changes, then there's definitely a consequence, so to speak. And usually she suffers the consequence. Poor fucking Guinevere, man. Oh. Goddamn Guinevere. Oh, I can't help but think about her being married to freaking Kath. Oh, God. I'm telling you, go read for Koa. Well, you gotta read Natsu no Taizai first, and then go read the sequel for Koa, but you'll understand what I'm talking about. Let's see. This is what happens when I neglect my duties. More than anything, it scared me to death. Thinking about how Kunoshige could get wrapped up into all of this. Just like Guinevere doesn't like that Lancelot getting wrapped up in all this either. I will continue my duties until my last dying breath. So at the very least, it could be, if I could at the very least protect your peace of mind. Lord have mercy. Yeah, Lord have mercy is right. Ugh. I feel you, fan translator. Now, March 20th. If only I gave more of a stronger warning, none of this would have happened. You gave the best heed that you could have. It was up to them to decide what to do with it. You hold no fault in this. Again, this is a bit. Well, there's the other thing too with Guinevere. She the other difference between this and Guinevere is Guinevere is technically not supposed to tell them about her prophecies, because yeah, she faces consequences for him, especially if they fuck with her prophecies. But anyways, you hold no fault in this. The enemy demanded me again. As I said, it's like Kath, aka the fake Arthur, wanted Guinevere because of her prophecies. And God, if it's okay to avoid the worst possible future, I'm okay with it. If I do this, nobody has to. What are you saying? You're sacred. No, I'm not. Oh God, I'd forgotten long ago about the feeling of his warmth. Oh God, I can't help but think of Lancelot and Guinevere, man. As the Soga princess, my life doesn't matter to myself in the slightest. March 24th, the Enchanted Blade project proposed by Hasumi Shinsaku was wholly rejected. Oh my God! By the leading division of the Sorcery Bureau, the Mikaboshi's demands were accepted on certain few conditions. The decision to exchange Soga Chiaki was sealed! You bastards! What the fuck were you thinking? They agreed to a 1-year ceasefire. She will bear my child. So the Mikaboshi still end up on top even with this. But you don't bend the knee to these fucks! If you give them something, they're gonna keep coming back for more! It's until they get everything they want! You guys are fucking retarded! You don't negotiate with terrorists, you stupid fuckers! God! I can't believe they bent the fucking knee! You cowards! Cowards! But she's from a branch family. And although it hasn't been made public, a new legitimate lineage daughter was born in the lineage approximately 6 months ago. Even if Mrs. Chiaki was to have a child in the near future, it is said that the next prophetic ability will be bestowed upon her as she is the legitimate heir. Wait, what? To put simply, the power of prophecy, the symbol of order, will return to the Soga once more. Wait, what? So you're saying it's okay for Miss Chiaki to give birth to a child, the Mikaboshi King? I'm strongly against it. So then why? How can you be so sure that it won't pass down to her offspring? Clearly there's been no records of it for it being passed in the branch family either, and yet right recording, quote unquote. And the Soga clan, it is vital that everyone believes in the supremacy of the legitimate lineage. That's to say, they view branch families and the current power dispersal as not ideal for the clan's legacy. They've taken all the necessary steps to keep talks about it in secrecy. But this was what they were after all this time, wasn't it? No fucking shit! You allude that the situation that transpired today is beneficial for the Soga lineage? And for the people in the Sorcery Bureau who don't think twice about licking the Soga clan's boots. Oh my god, what? Then even more, a decision like this should, more than anything else, she's the one who approved of it. It's all because of the instability that came from the massive losses at the Hiroshima conflict. And they dared to take advantage of that. Dude, this is so like Forcoa! Because Guinevere did the same fucking thing, but she didn't have Cass Baby. No, that did not happen. Let's see. And just one more year, and we're able to get our hands on the Flame Bone. Our options will increase dramatically. They're fucking stupid for that! But if we're invaded now at our weakest, it'll all be for naught. Given our current desperate situation, I'm afraid we have no other choice than this. I want to meet you again, Chiaki. What he must do now is... These fuckers are so stupid! Let's go back to what was said here! That this was beneficial for the Soga clan, because they want to, hold on. These fuckers think that, it's gonna benefit the Soga clan because that, the power's gonna go to a different, it's gonna return to the Dude, what the fuck are they thinking? Hold on, let's see. A new lineage daughter was born in the lineage approximately 6 months ago. So even if Miss Chiaki was to have a child in the near future, it is said that the next prophetic ability will be bestowed upon her as she is the legitimate heir. But what makes you think that they're gonna get the power anyway? To put simply, the power of prophecy, the symbol of the order, will return to Soga once more. But the thing is, if the Mikaboshi find out about that, what they'll do is they'll probably kill the baby. They'll kill the child, or they'll kill Chiaki. Hold on a second. I don't think that's how it works. I don't think the power of prophecy is just gonna be passed down to the legitimate heir, the quote-unquote new legitimate heir, until Chiaki dies. At least if I recall correctly. These fuckers are stupid! They better hope that the Mikaboshi don't straight up kill them. If the Mikaboshi like straight up slaughter them, then then they have that coming to them. They definitely have that coming. My god! You guys are fucking retarded! You better hope that greater power, or that princess or whatever, you better hope that they're just like looking at you like, God, you guys are fucking stupid! Why would you do that? I hope they, out of spite, I hope they punish you! Seriously! Like, fuck off! Symbol of order's not gonna go back to them! me right now that Chihiro is not Rokihira's child, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Oh my god, if we have Jerry Springer levels of chaos, and find out that that Chihiro is not Rokihira's child, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit. No, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me, man. Well, part of me, like, would love the Jerry Springer chaos. Like, don't get me wrong. I'd love the Jerry Springer levels of chaos. I would live for it. But at the same time, I'm like, no, don't ruin this love story, man. Ugh. But seriously, what do you mean they bent the knee? Fuck that! Ugh. Selfish bastards! I know it was her idea too, but it's like, dude, Chiaki, you got pressured into that shit. As I said, I can't help but think of Guinevere as well, because Guinevere did the same thing. Guinevere, like, just went to Arthur to protect everybody. She knew what she had to do, and it fucking sucked. She married freaking Kath. Well, the fake Arthur / Kath. Ugh. Ugh. And yes, I know that definitely means Kath is a pedo. He is. Kath is a straight up pedo. In a way. So, even though he didn't, like, as far as we know, didn't consummate the marriage. But still, like, it's oh god, it's so gross. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you guys think. And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. Love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more Kagurabachi content. If you wish you could do that, donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, Coffee, purchase something off our Amazon wishlist, all that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, friend us on PlayStation Network, that's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later.